Hi everyone, I am Aksa Zafar and welcome back to MLTube. Here I share practical tutorials on AI, machine learning and tools that make your tech journey easier. If you love learning step by step with real examples, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video. In this video, we are going to explore one of the most powerful features of Claude Code, hooks. By the end of this video, you will learn what hooks are and why they are important, how they solve the problem of inconsistent prompt results, real-world use cases of hooks, the key lifecycle events that trigger them, why hooks are powerful, and what security practices to follow while using them. So let's get started. You can think of hooks as the automation layer for Claude Code. They let you go beyond basic commands and take full control over how your tool behaves. Once you set them up, those one-time commands turn into smooth, repeatable workflows, so every action runs exactly how you want it, every single time. Now here is the problem. Even with the same instructions, the output can change from one run to the next. That inconsistency makes it tough to rely on prompts when you need predictable results. It also makes enforcing rules or policies more difficult, since the response might not follow them every time. This is exactly where hooks add the control and reliability that prompts alone can't provide. So, what are hooks? First, hooks are simply shell commands that you define. They are automatically triggered by specific lifecycle events. For example, before a command runs or after it completes. Once set up, they run on their own without any manual input. So your workflow becomes more automated. Let's make this more practical with a few examples of how hooks are used in real use cases. You can set them up to auto-format files whenever new code is added, so formatting stays consistent without any extra work. They can also send notifications to your team when a task finishes, keeping everyone updated automatically. Hooks are great for enforcing important policies too, like running checks before changes are applied to make sure everything meets the required standards. And finally, they can log every action that takes place, giving you a clear record of what happened and when. These kinds of automations quickly become part of your everyday workflow and remove a lot of manual effort. Hooks can be tied to different points in your workflow known as lifecycle events. For example, you can run commands before or after a tool runs with events like PreToolUse and PostToolUse. They can also trigger when a session starts or ends using SessionStart and SessionEnd. Other useful points include notification and subagent stop, which let you respond to specific actions as they occur. And you can even connect tasks to moments like user prompt submit or pre-compact to handle work right before an important step. Knowing when these events occur helps you place hooks exactly where they are most useful. So, why are hooks such an important part of your workflow? First, they automate repetitive tasks that would otherwise take up your time. Things like formatting code, cleaning up files, or running checks happen automatically in the background. They also enforce standards and rules across your projects. That means you can be confident every change follows the same guidelines without relying on people to remember them. And finally, hooks improve reliability and security by making sure essential steps always run before anything moves forward. Whether that's validating inputs, checking permissions, or logging actions. When you put all of this together, hooks help you build workflows that are faster, more consistent, and much easier to maintain. Before you start using hooks, it's important to keep security in mind. Hooks run with the same credentials as your environment, which means they have access to the same resources and permissions. Always review your scripts carefully to make sure they don't expose sensitive information or perform unintended actions. And make sure to follow standard security best practices like limiting access, validating inputs, and keeping scripts under version control. A little extra caution here goes a long way toward keeping your project safe. Now let's see the key takeaways from this lesson. Hooks are the automation layer for Claude Code. Hooks solve the problem of inconsistent prompt results. They can be triggered by key lifecycle events like PreToolUse, PostToolUse, SessionStart, and more. Hooks automate tasks like formatting, notifications, checks, and logging. They enforce rules and standards across your projects. Always follow security best practices when using hooks to keep your workflow safe. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MLTube for more AI and machine learning tutorials.